Well, this was surprising to me, AJ. You know, I didn't watch him a lot last season. I only saw him twice. Oh, nice lob.
There's your point forward play. Osobor to Kepnon.
He can handle the rock. He can initiate the offense, and as we saw right there, because this is going to be one of the most exciting guys in the conference, the 6'11". He had the wide open three, but he turned it down. Ended up taking a contested shot and missed it.
Carving out space. Osobor off to a loud start. He already has 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
Kevin McHale right there. And then here we see him again. You know, got great post position. That's just too easy. No help defender comes, and that's just talking trash to the players. Washington has their hands full.
And one there. He's getting to the line. 10 for 12 as Kepnon. Love on top right there. Washington inches closer.
Look at Frank Kep. Look at Frank Kep now. His eyes. He knew it was there. He knew it was there.
DeBrule. In and out.
That was a big one by Leo. Oh, come
the
on.
Offensive rebound.
Oh,
Osobor smacks that out of the way.
By Osobor, just fantastic. This really isn't his game, AJ, but and just like that, they do.
Knocked away. Osobor had the deflection. Harris in transition. Great rip through.
That's a nice move. Took his time. By the Huskies, AJ. When a guy has 30 with 5 minutes to play, he just has to know where he's at. But they get the turnover right there.
And he's done a fantastic job guarding great Osobor. Osobor tries to back him down to start the second half. Gets a second crack at it and capitalizes. Osobor sticking with this play. He's really committing some of those silly fouls, be better and more disciplined with our handwork. Osobor pulls the chair out from Evans. Washington has numbers here. Harris alone for 3, and he swirls it in. Osobor with 10 points to lead all scorers. He knocks it away here. Osobor against Evans, and one. Rumbling down court, the big fella. A look back at Osobor with the steal, and he goes coast to coast. Lantek lofts a 3. That rainbow is an air ball. Chucked out to midcourt. Huskies have numbers. Harris slams it home. Wants to change. And it's probably this. A 2-on-1 fast break. Osobor the takeaway. Floats it ahead for Davis. Tack on an easy deuce. Freshman class coming in as well, and had to work to make sure that they still wanted to be Huskies. It's not always guaranteed when coaches change. Osobor, the reverse for an and one. Drop to 0-4 on the season, although this game technically won't count. And there, Davis into the corner, Ihenacho for 3. Harris battles and secures the rebound. Inside Osobor, and one. Huskies finally on the scoreboard. And Danny Sprinkle said after Washington's loss to Nevada that they're getting good looks. A lot of the shots just aren't falling. Great Osobor playing bully ball in the post for an and one. Nice head fake from Butler. Skips it for Harris. Osobor, head fake. Drops it off for Diallo for 2.
And he can also make an open 3 as well. Really an X factor for the Huskies so far this year.
Huskies force another turnover. Osobor rips through. The reverse falls off. Somerville, step back, too strong. Long outlet for Osobor. Leaves no doubt this time. A look back at Courtright with the eyes up as soon as he pulls in that rebound.
Yeah, and after Osobor missing the gimme on the possession before, he said, let me go up.
Covington spins on Osobor, stuffed. It's almost not worth shooting inside 5 feet against the Huskies. Ihenacho! That 15-point game, only 2 points against Seattle Pacific, but Danny Sprinkle said he had a way better game on Wednesday against the Falcons because he had 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks.
He is kind of a Swiss Army knife, and as he shows there, he...
Dogs reset with 10 on the shot clock. Osobor goes to work. Rebound for Breidenbach. Little shovel pass. And one for Osobor. Somerville off the screen, pulls the three. Harris brings in the rebound. Davis chucks it up court. Osobor, the exclamation point. Their only close game came against an NAIA program, Xavier University of Louisiana. Huskies with a 2-on-1. Diallo back to Osobor for the alley-oop. Attack the rim in this matchup, and they're doing it from the get-go. A new high for his Husky career and just 2 shy of his collegiate high. He had 22 in a game at Portland last season. Osobor protecting the rim. Not in the big fella's house. Cornelius, the blow-by, tapped away. Butler ahead for Osobor. Rips to the right and scores.
Second losing season ever and has completely changed his roster. Total overhaul.
That was great. Osobor gets a wide open dunk. A nice start for him.
One side of the floor, you come back to the other, and Kobe Johnson gets a much needed dunk.
Osobor, perfect pass underneath, and a slam for Breitenbach.
Know who he's guarding? Wilhelm Breitenbach, who can shoot threes.
Osobor is a center that'll grab a rebound, and he starts the break.
All the way underneath, able to find Wilhelm Breitenbach for 2.
Jacobson at Purdue, who's out for the year. He is so long.
Osobor with the dish and a finish inside. Makai Mason earning that one.
Trent, you know if you press and you break that press, now Washington's going to be playing.
And those threes become so much easier and more efficient.
Bruins 13-point lead, the biggest of the night for now, but an answer from great Osobor. We'll get a chance at a 3-point play coming up in a bit.
The most efficient.
Dalton Connect is a really, really good 3-point shooter, and I think Thomas is serviceable from the 3-point line, but not nearly the shooter that Connect was and is.
A good feed by Diallo downstairs and an easy 2-hand flush. Osobor.
See, I like that.
Yeah, much more extended run tonight. Osobor able to kiss it off the glass. Osobor to get going in this game.
Well, high ball screen on the switch. He takes Abo down there. He's too little.
Just doesn't seem to have the lift. I'm not sure what's going on with his legs. That's like his 6th missed dunk in the last 2
I don't think he's going to miss this one.
Me either. And I think he needed that.
Also had Cook draped all over him as well. Good defense by the Eagles there. Now Osobor going baseline with authority.
All right, big fella. I've been talking about it. This is just a grown man move right here, ladies and gentlemen. Great Osobor to spin. Just to finish. Nice. Now he put that shoulder on you. Hit him in the chest and made him bounce back. Oh, Osobor thought about it.
Osobor tries to spin his way to the rim. He does, and he finishes.
The 17 turnovers.
Largest lead of the game for the Huskies. Backdoor. Iheanacho up and under.
That's a beautiful set.
Osobor with a little shimmy. Gets the miss and puts it back.
I don't think he's going to go into the concussion 10 there. Osobor looked like he pulled a Moses Malone. He threw that off the backboard pretty hard. Knowing smart basketball by Washington. Don't be in a hurry.
Harris puts up a 3. He's knocked down 3 of them tonight. Osobor is fouled. He puts it through. And a chance for a 3-point play.
He's got a big body down there. He's hard to keep off the offensive glass. He draws foul. That look to do that. I used to hate taking charges as a player.
Diallo bobbled it, but recovers and puts it in. With the ball in Osabor's hands. Trying to shake and bake and lead and score.
That's just excellent footwork and a nice finish with the left hand.
Inside Alaska Airlines Arena, we're going to find out.
A one-on-one for great Osobor. Yeah.
Stepping through, what a move.
One guy can't guard him, AJ. I'm telling you. One-on-one matchup, he's going to score most of the time. Seattle U talked about double-teaming him and shoot around, but they didn't do it right there. He's going to take went on to play in the NBA. I think Carl Irvine might have been on that team. Tyler Harris is been the difference maker for you, Dub.
Right now going to Zoom Diallo. Now Osobor. Power spin move.
It's a nice move, but he's wide open from 15 feet, AJ, and he's not even looking at the basket to take the jumper. You know, he put that ball on the floor and he scored, but I think he's going to have to start taking that shot just to keep the defense honest. So we take another look right here. Zoom drives to the basket. Named him Zoom because he was quick and the name is stuck. A young man was born in the Ivory Coast, and that's where his parents are from. As you see, Wilhelm Breidenbach with the corner three. See if we can take another look.
All right, this is the kick out to Breidenbach.
Yeah, it's the Breidenbach three-ball corner pocket. And he was just a monster in college, but he was about 6'8", 6'9", and I had NBA scouts telling me they didn't think it was a position for him in the NBA.
How about the pass from Osobor and then the finish by Harris?
That's a great pass by Osobor. He can get the ball off the glass and initiate the fast break. He has great vision. It's a beautiful pass. If you look at the big fella right here, handling the rock, young players out there. He had his head up. That was.
I think that's kind of what's happening right now.
Even in this, it's been a continuous stretch of play. Diallo, left-hand layup.
Job by Osobor keeping Reese off, the best offensive rebounder in the Big Ten.
There's his passing, and Breidenbach catches in. Washington just down by 2, being led by their point forward with 1:10 to go after that.
Diallo looking to get his own.
In a little trouble. Nice drop off. Osobor, what an answer.
We've talked about Osobor's hands a lot tonight, and you don't understand. It's shocking when you see him in person. If we can maybe get a shot of that at some point, how big his hands are. Look, there he goes again. Wow.
Tyler Harris scores.
Osobor, he wants to take Kohler here one-on-one. Double team comes. Breidenbach is the cutter, count the bucket, and the foul.
Folks, anytime you get an isolation situation and you can get a direct drive to the basket, now all of a sudden you draw.
And stripped away. Osobor creates the turnover. Osobor trying to go coast to coast and does. He rebounds, he steals, he does a little bit of everything. You get it on the iPhone and in the replay.
Just watch the quick hands. And look, he's got 2 Wolverines back there. It doesn't matter, even if he picks up a couple.
Diallo trying to get inside now. Good ball fake. Down low, Osobor goes right to the rim and jams it.
Again, Michigan just carves it up. 3-point shots, the lob.
Harris just rejecting Golden with that forearm.
Again, just a little bit out of sync, you feel like Purdue is right now. But give Washington credit. They've dug in here defensively. Good cut.
Mason with the follow. Osobor with the vision. If Beckway stays in the game, it looks like maybe
to guard him.
The plan, yeah, to keep Osobor away from.
Yeah, because if Osobor stayed on him, he gets loose for the dunk. Good back cut there.
Got tested by Penn State. They won the game. They stay unbeaten at 6-0. Michigan's going to be at Minnesota tomorrow. Osobor, a career-high 5 threes. So look at how difficult the schedule has been. 5 straight ranked opponents and another turnover.
Good activity early, Washington defense. I feel like you and I have been at the last 2 games. We've been saying the same thing. Good energy, good activity on the defensive end. That time led. That is going to be a fascinating storyline here in another month and a half.
Osobor finds court right.
Pass, good cut.
There have been 7 combined threes in this game. And a ton of paint points. Osobor with 2 more.
Toughness in defense. There's Bilodeau. Turnaround jumpers miss. Great going after the loose ball as Bilodeau goes down. He's in some pain. Osobor to the bucket scores.
For the and one. We talked about the fact that great Osobor has to be just that. He has to be great. He's also a good start.
Meanwhile, you see Bilodeau at the end of that play turning that right ankle. And he went down hard, and he will be subbed out of the game here, clearly in some pain. Osobor, big finish, but I think
by Frank Kepner. That's
deep
the
in the
difference.
shot clock. Yeah, that's a miss by Taylor.
That's what he brings to the table, Trent. He's a presence down there.
Oh, wow. Up to Osobor with some hang time.
A nice pass and just a beautiful finish by great Osobor. A little bit of a reverse lay-in on the line. Yeah, you're talking about Frank Kepner. Talk about when he took the job, he looked at their record headed east because it's just tough going east to play with the time change.
Deep in the shot clock, great Osobor gets the reverse lay-in.
Great Osobor, not the quickest laterally. Might have trouble with that today. He's going to have to work.
Turnovers have been an issue for the Huskies. Turned it over 14 times. And now Osobor says, you know what? I can do it as well. Early flex here at the barn, and a three-point play upcoming.
That old commercial back in the day. Anything you can do, I can do better. Great Osobor. He bailed out Washington, but they missed an opportunity to attack early. Makai Mason says, don't worry about it.
And now a turnover. Here's Osobor, the open floor with a two-hand dunk. And Washington has his largest lead so far today. It's up to 4.
Great Osobor also has had some foul issues in the first half, but when he's out there, he's been productive.
And those are the shots that Mike Mitchell needs to get off the catch. Feet set underneath you. Those are like layups for him.
And this is first 3 threes. And there is Osobor with the left hand.
There's no doubt about that.
Washington back home after an impressive win on the road, and Minnesota, you can count it and one. Makai Mason draws contact and a chance for a three-point play.
Osobor's so good at so many different things. He can score in the paint, but he's just also got great.
Osobor bringing it across. Crossover, and with a gentle right hand.
Good offensive start for the Huskies. There's no doubt about that.
Osobor with a clear lane. Mason feeds Osobor, kind of a tough angle. You can count it, he's fouled, and a chance for 3.
50, 40, and 70 from the field. Started to do things. This is where he struggled at the beginning of the year, finishing around the basket. Starting to find his rhythm that he had at Utah State. A great finisher, perhaps. Finally adjusted to the size and maybe even the speed of the Big Ten. And a dime, and again, that's what Nicholson got with Boo Boo. He might see a resurgence here.
1-point game, under 7 to play. A little juke. Osobor with the finger roll.
A la Boo Booey, we're seeing it. And then it's great Osobor, great attack by Iheanacho, and Osobor takes advantage.
Davis with a skip pass. Osobor tucks it. Short. Put back in. Counted. A chance for 3.
Great delivery from DJ Davis. Nicholson did a great job being up on the screen. Martin.
That's why I like working with you, Kevin. One of the things, because, you know, you get that out of the way, we can just go with Zoom.
Inside, Zoom for 2. This is the other part, too. Washington, throughout the course of this season, ins and outs of whether or not they run good offense. That's a solid entry, and Zoom Diallo laid it softly over the rim.
That Ace Baldwin is one of the best defenders in the Big Ten.
Nice shovel, and whoo, the hammer. Osobor's 5th assist of the half. Kepner with the flush, and his energy has provided a spark here for Washington late in the first half.
Finding that range. But Penn State doing a good job now of holding Washington off. Huskies had the momentum.
Oh! And the foul! Kepner with the mean mug as he took off from the free throw line.
And Yannick Conan-Niederhauser is asking, who's the foul on? Let's take another look. He moves well. He's not going to try to do a whole lot of things that he can't do.
No, he almost touched that basketball. Instead, it's a 3 for Mason. Osobor's got the advantage. The kick out to Harris. And he hits, and the Huskies back in front. A great Osobor, everything on the floor, Bardo.
Great no look.
Outlets for content, Don. We need content. Zoom Diallo. Whoa.
And there's the dunk for Osobor. We just did on the other end.
Diallo trying to get his own on the spin back. Good contest by Somerville to get a piece, but what does that do?
Osobor going right at Somerville and creates for Mason. The hot hand, and another one goes down. That's his fourth three.
Well, these 2 threes, as I mentioned, have gotten the crowd back. Good decision making here from Osobor.
He gets doubled.
Good find.
Harris wide open.
Dylan Harper immediately back in the game for Rutgers.
You're not comfortable and confident in a game yet. Turned over. Thelwell right into the hands of Osobor. I'm not sure what Thelwell was looking at. Kepnong running the floor, draws a double, hits it and one.
Maybe some openings on the outside, for sure. Osobor looking to go against Winter, find some space for the deuce.
Listen. 2 times short.
Blackwell missed it. Hot potato to the outside. Diallo claims. No numbers, he doesn't care. Attack mode, floats it in. Final year here in Madison. Diallo has to kick. Osobor's going to have to hoist. Puts it up. Banks it home.
Hey, listen, I don't know if the bank's open this late, but it is.
Winter, extra. Blackwell, corner, off the screen. Blackwell turns the corner, stripped. Osobor ahead of the pack, has the cookies and the milk.
Okay, big fella. The great cut by Tonje, you know, relieved him. Oh, great back door.
Beautiful dime. Osobor finds the cutting Harris.
We can play with anybody in this league. We are just struggling to finish games down the stretch.
Yeah, you know, they were without Frank Kepnong, I think, for the toughest part of the season when they faced like 6 or 7 ranked teams in a row. And Kai Mason knocked it down 3 ball.
So Zoom Diallo without the services of the 48% three-point shooter Tyler Harris today. Kepnong 3 for the dunk.
His first start came in that game at Washington.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the beginning of the coming out party for Wesley Yates. Hasn't looked back since.
Here's Osobor out ahead on the pass from Tyree Iheanacho.
This is where he operates, out of that mid-post. He gets almost out to the three-point line. Usually gets to where he wants to go, like that.
That was a lightning quick move.
All right there, guy.
Yeah.
No more take fouls in the NBA. That was a take foul by Osobor. You see the last
because
possession.
He had the 5-on-4. If you'd asked that question 3 months ago,
yeah,
everybody would have got one of them.
Yeah.
Ace Bailey, but the guy he's tied with.
In conference games.
In conference games, yeah. Good note. Good point. Mason scores. Under 5 seconds. Attacking on Nolan. Gives it up. Osobor tries to draw the foul. He does. He banks it in. And a chance at a 4-point play. Take another look here and listen. Entering play today, USC is 15th. They play UCLA coming up this weekend. The second half starts just as the first half did with a Frank Kepnong dunk.
Well, obviously a called design play to start the second half for UW, and Osobor with the delivery.
Great line for Osobor. Bouncing back after not a productive scoring day against Indiana, and then he pokes it away. One of the best at that. He's 3rd in the league in steals, and Davis converts. He's 3rd in the league in steals.
You and I talked about this earlier in the year. We haven't lately, but Osobor has gigantic hands. Not that that means anything, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, they should play a 3rd game in some other sport to break the tie. Ashley Adamson, I know, who's entering that coverage from Indianapolis, texted. She said, it's fine. Yates, run off the 3-point line into a turnover.
Should have shot the first one.
Davis is happy to do it, and he hits it. And Danny Sprinkle takes a quick timeout. 4 threes for DJ Davis. And it's back to a 10-point deficit for Washington.
The bracket is going to be fascinating. Most of the matchups are all squared now. We know Oregon's going to play Indiana, rematch earlier this week. Nice move inside and counted. Osobor is going to go to the line.
Osobor, tremendous, elite level footwork down there. He's a big guy. He's not an above the rim guy.
Just part of my game, that's all.
Always been a staple of my game.
Osobor lays it up and in.
Osobor just forces you to make decisions. He comes right at you, and you either got to challenge him.
Nebraska, tough loss today. That's brutal. Not even in the Big Ten tournament now. Iowa secures a spot. Osobor for the lead.